What if I told you there's a country where nearly 1 in every 7 people leaves home just to earn a living? A place where a wedding can preserve traditions that are over 1,000 years old. Where some brides wear ceremonial dresses weighing more than 25 kilograms. And where entire villages are cared for by women because so many men are working thousands of miles away. This is Tajikistan, a nation hidden among some of the highest mountains on Earth, where breathtaking landscapes tell only half the story. From the outside, it looks like a paradise of snow-covered peaks, crystal blue lakes, and ancient Silk Road valleys. But behind that, beauty lies a reality few people ever see. Here, families can spend years separated. Children often grow up with fathers working abroad. In some heartbreaking cases, a marriage ends with nothing more than a message on a phone. Yet this is not simply a story about poverty or hardship. It's a story of resilience, a country where hospitality is considered sacred, where every guest is welcomed like family, and where traditions have survived wars, empires, and generations of change. You'll discover why over 93% of Tajikistan is covered by mountains, why this nation depends so heavily on workers living overseas, how ancient Persian culture continues to shape everyday life, and why many travelers call Tajikistan one of the world's last undiscovered treasures. We'll explore remote mountain villages, colorful bazaars, traditional weddings, unique foods, breathtaking roads, forgotten Silk Road history, and the remarkable people who continue to build a future despite enormous challenges. This is not the Tajikistan shown in travel brochures. This is the real Tajikistan, a land of extraordinary beauty, powerful traditions, unforgettable people, and stories that deserve to be heard. Welcome to Atlas Travel Documentary. This is life in Tajikistan. At first glance, Tajikistan looks like a country built for adventure. Towering mountains dominate the horizon, deep valleys carve through the landscape, and glaciers feed rivers that have shaped life here for thousands of years. But behind these spectacular views lies one of the most fascinating and least understood nations in Central Asia. Tajikistan covers approximately 143,100 square kilometers, 55,300 square miles, making it the 94th largest country in the world. While that may sound modest compared to giants like Russia or China, what truly sets Tajikistan apart isn't its size, it's its elevation. More than 93% of the country is covered by mountains, giving Tajikistan one of the highest percentages of mountainous terrain anywhere on Earth. In many regions, villages cling to steep hillsides, while narrow roads twist through valleys surrounded by peaks that rise above 7,000 meters. This dramatic geography has shaped almost every aspect of life, from farming and transportation to culture and local traditions. The country's highest point is Ismoil Somoni Peak, standing at an incredible 7,495 meters, 24,590 feet. Once known as Stalin Peak during the Soviet era, it is now the tallest mountain in Tajikistan and one of the highest peaks outside the Himalayas. Nearby lies the famous Pamir Mountains, often called the roof of the world. For centuries, traders, explorers, and travelers crossed these rugged landscapes as part of the legendary Silk Road connecting east and west. Today, Tajikistan is home to around 10.8 to 11 million people, making it one of the smaller nations in Asia by population. Globally, it ranks at approximately 92nd in population. Despite its challenging terrain, the country has one of the youngest populations in the region, with a large percentage of citizens under the age of 30. That youthful population represents both an opportunity and a challenge, creating demand for jobs, education, and economic growth. The capital city, Dushanbe, is the country's political, cultural, and economic center. Interestingly, the name Dushanbe simply means Monday in Persian, because the city originally grew around a marketplace that operated every Monday. Today, it is a modern capital filled with wide boulevards, government buildings, universities, museums, and parks, while still preserving elements of its historic identity. But geography alone doesn't tell the full story. Economically, Tajikistan remains one of the least wealthy countries to emerge from the former Soviet Union. In 2025, the country's GDP per capita is estimated at around 1,400 to 1,600 US dollars, placing it near the bottom among post-Soviet states. For many families, that means limited employment opportunities, especially in rural areas where agriculture remains the primary source of income. The country's economy depends heavily on agriculture, aluminum production, hydropower, mining, and money sent home by migrant workers. Every year, hundreds of thousands of Tajik citizens travel abroad, primarily to Russia, to earn a living and support their families. These remittances have become one of the country's most important economic lifelines, helping millions of households pay for food, education, healthcare, and daily necessities. Yet Tajikistan possesses resources many larger economies would envy. The country has enormous hydropower potential thanks to its fast-flowing mountain rivers. Experts estimate that Tajikistan holds one of the largest untapped hydropower reserves in the world. Massive projects like the Rogan Dam are expected to transform the country's energy future, providing electricity not only for Tajikistan, but also for neighboring nations. Natural beauty is another priceless asset. Snow-covered peaks, turquoise alpine lakes, glaciers, and dramatic mountain highways are gradually attracting international travelers looking for destinations beyond traditional tourist routes. Many who visit describe Tajikistan as one of the world's most underrated travel destinations. But numbers alone cannot explain this country. A land ranked among the poorest in its region also possesses some of Asia's richest cultural traditions, breathtaking landscapes, and strongest sense of hospitality. Here, wealth is not always measured by money. It is measured by family, honor, tradition, and the willingness to welcome a stranger into your home. And that is where Tajikistan's real story begins. In the next chapter, we'll step beyond the statistics and discover what everyday life is truly like for the millions of people who call these extraordinary mountains home. Every country has a city that reflects its identity. In Tajikistan, that city is Dushanbe, a capital where Soviet architecture, Persian heritage, and modern development exist side by side. The name Dushanbe literally means Monday in the Tajik language. Centuries ago, this was nothing more than a small village, famous for its Monday market. Traders from nearby valleys gathered here to exchange livestock, spices, silk, dried fruits, and handmade goods. Over time, that humble marketplace grew into the political, cultural, and economic heart of an entire nation. Today, Dushanbe is home to more than 1 million residents, making it the largest and most developed city in Tajikistan. Wide tree-lined boulevards, colorful gardens, fountains, museums, universities, and government buildings give the capital a calm and surprisingly elegant atmosphere. Unlike many crowded capitals around the world, traffic here is generally light, and many streets feel peaceful even during the busiest hours. Walking through the city, you'll quickly notice that Dushanbe moves at a slower pace. Locals enjoy evening walks with their families, children play in public parks, and friends gather at open-air cafes over tea rather than rushing through busy schedules. Life here feels relaxed, giving visitors a chance to experience the country's warm and welcoming culture. The city's markets are among its most fascinating attractions. One of the most famous is Mergun Bazaar, where farmers and traders arrive every morning with fresh fruits, vegetables, spices, honey, nuts, dairy products, and traditional Tajik bread. The colorful displays of apricots, cherries, melons, pomegranates, almonds, and dried fruits reflect the country's rich agricultural heritage. Walking through the bazaar is more than shopping. It's a glimpse into everyday Tajik life. Street food also plays an important role in the city's culture. Vendors prepare fresh samosas, grilled kebabs, lagman noodles, mantu dumplings, and the national dish plov, cooked with rice, carrots, onions, and tender meat. The aroma of freshly baked naan bread fills the air, while traditional green tea is served almost everywhere, welcoming both locals and visitors. Unlike many European capitals, Dushanbe does not have a tram or metro system today. Most residents travel by modern buses, trolley buses, minibuses known as marshrutkas, and taxis, which connect nearly every neighborhood. These affordable forms of transportation keep the city moving while offering visitors an authentic look at daily urban life. As the sun begins to set, Dushanbe transforms into a city of lights and fountains. Families gather around Rudaki Park, children run through colorful illuminated fountains, and couples stroll beneath rows of trees named after the famous Persian poet Rudaki. The city's relaxed nightlife is centered around parks, cafes, restaurants, and public squares, rather than loud entertainment districts, creating a peaceful atmosphere rarely found in modern capitals. One of Dushanbe's most recognizable landmarks is the 165-meter National Flagpole, which was once the tallest flagpole in the world. Nearby stand impressive government buildings, museums, the National Library, and the Palace of Nations, reflecting the country's ambition to present itself as a modern and independent state. Despite being the nation's largest city, Dushanbe has managed to preserve its strong sense of community. Neighbors still know each other, shopkeepers greet regular customers by name, and hospitality remains part of everyday life. Visitors often describe the people as respectful, humble, and eager to share their culture with outsiders. Dushanbe may not have the towering skyscrapers of Dubai or the non-stop energy of New York, but it offers something increasingly rare in today's world: a capital where history, tradition, and everyday life exist in harmony. And while Dushanbe represents the modern face of Tajikistan, the true soul of the country lies beyond the city limits. In the next chapter, we'll travel into the remote mountain villages, where ancient traditions, family values, and rural life have remained almost unchanged for generations. Leave the busy streets of Dushanbe behind, and within a few hours, the scenery changes completely. Wide roads give way to winding mountain passes, rushing rivers carve through deep valleys, and snow-covered peaks stretch endlessly toward the horizon. This is the Tajikistan that few tourists ever see, a land where nature still shapes everyday life. With 93% of the country covered by mountains, millions of Tajiks live in remote villages scattered across the Pamir, Fan, and Zarafshan mountain ranges. Some communities sit more than 2,000 meters above sea level, surrounded by cliffs, glaciers, and rivers that have isolated them for centuries. Life here begins before sunrise. As the first rays of sunlight touch the mountain peaks, farmers head into the fields, while shepherds lead their sheep, goats, and yaks toward the high pastures. In many villages, agriculture is still the backbone of daily life. Families grow wheat, potatoes, onions, beans, apples, apricots, walnuts, and cherries on narrow terraces carved into the mountainsides. Every harvest depends on snowmelt flowing through handmade irrigation channels, many of which have existed for generations. The mountain climate can be beautiful, but it is also unforgiving. Winters are long, cold, and often cut villages off from the outside world. Heavy snowfall can block roads for days or even weeks. During these months, families rely on the food they preserve during summer, including dried fruits, homemade cheese, yogurt, and freshly baked bread. Every bag of flour, every stack of firewood, and every bundle of hay is carefully prepared before winter arrives. One of the most remarkable things about mountain life is the strong sense of community. When a family builds a home, harvests crops, or celebrates a wedding, neighbors don't wait to be invited. They simply show up to help. In these remote valleys, cooperation isn't just a tradition, it's a necessity for survival. Hospitality is equally important. Visitors are welcomed with warm bread, green tea, fresh fruit, and the famous plov, Tajikistan's national dish. Refusing food is considered impolite because guests are treated as a blessing. Even families with very little will gladly share what they have, believing that generosity brings honor to the household. The mountains are also home to one of the world's most spectacular roads, the Pamir Highway. Often ranked among the greatest road trips on Earth, this legendary route crosses high mountain passes, turquoise lakes, and dramatic valleys before reaching remote communities where life has changed little over the past century. Every turn reveals breathtaking scenery that few places on Earth can match. Wildlife also thrives in these rugged landscapes. The mountains shelter rare animals such as the Marco Polo sheep, the majestic snow leopard, Himalayan ibex, golden eagles, and brown bears. Because many regions remain untouched by large-scale development, Tajikistan has become one of Central Asia's most important areas for biodiversity. Yet despite the extraordinary beauty, life in the mountains is far from easy. Schools and hospitals are often hours away. Internet access can be limited. Job opportunities are scarce, and many young men leave for seasonal work abroad to support their families. Those who remain continue the traditions passed down through generations, balancing modern life with ancient customs. But perhaps that's what makes these mountains so extraordinary. They are not just a backdrop. They are the heartbeat of Tajikistan. They have protected its culture, preserved its traditions, and shaped the resilience of its people for centuries. In the next chapter, we'll explore the rich traditions of Tajikistan, from colorful weddings and family customs to traditional clothing, music, and the cultural values that continue to define everyday life across this remarkable country. To truly understand Tajikistan, you must look beyond its mountains and statistics. The country's greatest treasure isn't hidden beneath the ground or locked inside a museum. It's found in its people, their traditions, and the values they have protected for centuries. Family is at the center of Tajik society. In many homes, 3 generations live under the same roof. Grandparents help raise grandchildren, parents work together to support the family, and respect for elders is deeply rooted in everyday life. Important decisions are often made collectively, reflecting a culture where family comes before individual interests. One of the most beautiful celebrations in Tajikistan is the traditional wedding. These weddings are colorful, emotional, and filled with music, dancing, and centuries-old customs. In some regions, brides wear richly embroidered ceremonial dresses that can weigh more than 20 to 25 kilograms, decorated with traditional fabrics, jewelry, and handcrafted ornaments. Every detail carries cultural meaning, connecting modern families with traditions passed down through generations. Hospitality remains one of the nation's strongest values. Whether you arrive in a modern city or a remote mountain village, you'll almost always be welcomed with fresh bread, hot tea, dried fruits, and a place at the family table. For Tajiks, a guest is considered a blessing, and sharing food is seen as a sign of respect rather than wealth. Food itself tells the story of the country. The national dish, plov, brings families together during weddings, holidays, and community gatherings. Fresh bread, grilled kebabs, handmade dumplings, yogurt, honey, walnuts, apricots, and seasonal fruits reflect the country's agricultural traditions. Meals are rarely rushed because conversation, laughter, and togetherness are just as important as the food itself. Throughout the year, festivals celebrate both culture and history. The most important is Nowruz, the Persian New Year, marking the arrival of spring. Streets come alive with traditional music, colorful clothing, local sports, dancing, and family gatherings. It's a celebration of renewal, hope, and new beginnings, a tradition that has survived for more than 2,000 years. But Tajikistan is also looking toward the future. The country is investing in new roads, schools, tourism, and renewable energy projects. The massive Rogan Dam, once completed, is expected to become one of the tallest dams in the world, helping provide electricity not only for Tajikistan but for neighboring countries as well. At the same time, growing numbers of international travelers are discovering the Pamir Highway, alpine lakes, and untouched mountain landscapes, bringing new opportunities to local communities. Despite the challenges of migration, limited job opportunities, and difficult geography, Tajikistan continues to move forward with quiet determination. Its greatest strength has never been its economy. It's the resilience of its people. This is a country where ancient Silk Road traditions still survive, where breathtaking mountains protect centuries of history, and where kindness often speaks louder than wealth. Tajikistan may not appear on every traveler's bucket list, but those who visit rarely forget it. They remember the warm smiles, the endless mountain roads, the shared meals, and the feeling of being welcomed like family. Sometimes, the world's most extraordinary places aren't the ones everyone talks about. They're the ones waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching Atlas Travel Documentary. If you enjoyed this journey through life in Tajikistan, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves discovering the hidden stories of our world. We'll see you in the next documentary.